Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
Так, ну что ж.
Add Astro.
Ой, блядь. Теперь еще и делик нельзя сделать. Начинается. Придется проходить линии, чтобы сделать делик. Непонятно где он. Ага, наверху. И сюда идем. Куда просто.
Take it easy. Go Bishop down! Busted. Gotcha. Take it easy.
Блин, музыку напоминает, как на последнем острове в Надзуме. Такая спокойная.
Stabilize.
Things are about to get dicey. Busted.
Time for a light show.
Пустынковая пачка. Так, ладно. Раз мы пока не можем этот делик сделать, сделаем репутацию.
Solidify.
Ты куда ты побежал?
Gotcha. Game's up. Fun's over.
This is order. Gather.
The fuse is lit!
A hunter becomes the hunted.
В чем стоит?
Unsolicited, and all the more valuable.
Stabilize.
Busted. Gotcha. Cha. Take it easy.
Сундук просто так лежит. Опачки. Это мы не зря сюда пришли. Подожди, а что это?
Here comes the catch. Take it easy.
Так, я хотела посмотреть предметы для заданий. О, класс, Child. Что-то добавили. Такс. Первое, второе, третье есть. Шестое я нашла. 10-ю не вижу. 12-ю. Так, ракушки. С мечом что-то надо делать? Не будет еще странички чекнуть.
Solidify.
Quietly now. Busted.
Over here! Time for a light show!
Так грохнулся. Блин, я вообще не имею понятия, где мне искать сундуки. Какие-то задания. Сколько у меня там по карте? 97, 91, 92. Блин, ни туда, ни сюда, ну серьезно? Ну-ка. Всё. Блин, да я тут отсюда так не выберусь. Ну, куда-нибудь повыше надо. Здесь есть что-нибудь? Может, отсюда пойти? Опачки. Почему здесь не отмечено? Что-то он как-то одиноко сидит подозрительно. С рыбой. Он типа этих крабов ловит на рыбу.
Busted.
Ок. Рыбешка.
Take it easy. Quietly now.
Так, а мне интересно, еще предмет куда-то надо будет доставлять.
Stabilize.
Блин, какой ты жирнючий. Вот стопудово потом сделают, что с него нужно кому-нибудь будет эти ресы. Блин, заебешь с ними ходить. Почки.
Order guide you. Gather.
Here comes the fireworks! Cue the spotlight! Zip on up! The fuse is lit!
Четвертый уровень. Так, здесь мы вроде все... Опачки, бабочки.
Surprise!
Если тебя будет тоже две ешки, было бы прикольно. Так, ладно. Надо кофеечек сделать. Опять рецепт. Блин, я только недавно в Сумеру забежала. Думаю, пойду куплю себе ингредиентов. Это что-то слишком... еще это. Мало. А там, оказывается, миллион рецептов не куплено. Мне не из чего уже готовить. У меня мука закончилась. Издеваются надо мной. Так, 38 всего лишь. И что же надо отдать? Крафтить на бабло.
Stabilize.
Ой.
Time for a light show!
Gather.
Fire hazard!
Ой, по нашей теме. Чуть не заспавнились. Смотрите.
gods. Stabilize.
Things are about to get dicey. Gotcha. Quietly now.
Так, ладно. Кишу.
This is order. Solidify.
Move the ship down! Let the magic begin! Over here! The field is lit!
Тут мы все делали. Блин, надо по интерактивке пройтись. Конечно, блин. Чего? Это типа еще одна хрень, которая дает нам скорость, или которая просто немного поднимает. В Венси есть, казах. Нахуя эта хуйня нужна? Боже. Вот это вот полезная вещь. Ну и компас, соответственно. Так, что нам надо? Здесь есть где-нибудь костерок? Сундучков ничего. Это бесполезно. Ой, мне проще вот так вот сделать, мне кажется. Я пока там что-то буду искать. Так. Это доступные игроки. Типа под Яву-Яву, если совсем все плохо. Так. Блин, надо вот это, конечно, тоже как-нибудь закончить. Не так уж много осталось. И вообще забыть просто про этот священный позыв. Теперь магием можно с этих позабирать, с торцов. Они
This
сейчас
realm
Свен
is
этим занимаются. Тут никто, да? Не дает бонус. Угу. Тут все нормально так делать. Ладно. Он уже 6-й апнул.
if you ever
Ай.
Stabilize.
Come on out. Right now. Right here.
Kamisato up. Suiyu.
I'll settle this.
Solidify.
Right now. Right here. Right now.
Cascade. Stabilize.
Emerge. Right now. Stand with me.
Be still. Gather. Order guide you.
Emerge. Right here. Emerge. Out of my way. Our bond is strong.
The depth back. Cascade. Tap, 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 tap.
Где это? Дала.
Emerge. Nothing lasts forever. Right now. Emerge. Right here. Stand with me.
Solidify. I will have order.
Show them. Right now. Emerge. I'll settle this. Come on out. Right now. Right here. Our bond is strong.
Stabilize.
Show them.
Mind the damage.
I'm always watching. Right now. Right here. Emerge. Stand with me. Lightning terrible.
Order guide you. Cascade.
Come on out. Right now.
Gather.
Ба! Ни хрена себе! Да, бонуски другого. И растворить. И книжку надо. Охуеть. И рты хорошие. Бочки. Так.
A walk would be nice.
Time to broaden the horizons again.
This opportunity is quite hard to come by. Well then, amuse me. Surrender is a valid option. I promise I'll be gentle. Here you are. Just full time. Not bad. You've got a trick or two. Raging tide!
Gather!
Everyone hold hands!
Break!
All you do is run.
I see everything! Yeah! Our bond is strong!
Scatter! Flicker! You're a cut above.
Ах, уж чаю.
This opportunity is quite hard to come by. Well then, amuse me. Surrender is a valid option. I promise I'll be gentle. Not bad, not bad. Guess I should take you more seriously.
Sharing my knowledge! Our bond is strong! Everyone hold hands! I see everything!
Here you are.
Some you win, and some you lose.
Так. А я уже забрала этот меч? Не помню. Блин, а у меня это тоже до хрена. В понедельник. Пошли сходим. Добьем. А, нет! Не та пачка. Не та пачка. Не на ту кнопку нажал. Не вижу. Ага.
Sounds good to me.
We're way behind schedule.
Ой, как она на закозочку не играла. У нее голос классный.
Stabilize!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
The wind knows me.
Take your true form! Access denied. All hail!
Solidify!
Раза 3, наверное, сейчас схожу, посмотрим, сколько
We're way
надо.
behind schedule.
Потому что колония всегда пригодится.
Stabilize.
Do your master's bidding.
Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud.
Born of ice and frost. Glaze over.
Gather.
Еще не это, не закончилось. Ну ладно. Сегодня что-то случилось, что за повышенное количество наград дается. Даешь одну золотую? Блядь, одну золотую не дал. Ну ладно, чего, пошли еще разочек сходим.
Next on the agenda. My will embodied.
One with nature.
By ordinance divine. Access denied. For Rex Lapis.
Solidify.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. The wind knows me.
Это просто сдох.
Next on the agenda.
Понятно. Типанулся, 3 фиолетки дает. А может что-то хорошее в артах будет? Надо сходить сейчас проверить. На кандалы в среду бы сходить тогда.
If you lie on the ground, you can feel the heartbeat of the world.
Так, ладно. Что мы здесь сделано? Пять, 46 только круто сделано. Блин. Нет. Хотим взять 8 круток. И так-то еще сходим, конечно, в бездну, но до гаранта я не приближусь. Придется ждать риски, наверное, с этим совсем. Так. Так. Угу. У меня секрет иллюзиониста здесь, а делик я не могу сделать здесь. В чем логика? Ок. Сейчас надо кофеечек сделать. Ну что ж, продолжаем.
It's so nice to de-stress. Ready for a rehearsal?
You followed us a long way. Why don't you come out and introduce yourselves?
So you're Linny. And where's your sister? Save us the trouble and go fetch her for us. Let's not drag this out.
Paimon doesn't like the tone of your voice, mister! Who sent you, huh?
Save your questions, missy. You ain't gonna need answers where you're going. Capiche?
Looks like we can't avoid this fight. Now, I'm not the strongest fighter, so I hope you're ready to back me up.
Don't worry, we got this!
Curses. They're tougher than we thought.
Vision wielders are always trouble. Intimidation ain't gonna work like it.
Come on, let's scram!
Hey, wise guys! We ain't through with you yet! Oh, they got away! Did you catch what they said just before they left? Sounds like they just wanted to rough us up as a scare tactic. And they've already done it to someone else, but who? You're right. She was injured when we saw her yesterday, and she acted like she had something to hide. Maybe she was too scared to tell us the truth because those guys had threatened.
Well, if that's the case, she should be more willing to open up to us once she learns that those Let's head back to the cafe and see if we can get any information from her.
Вот и кафе. Который не дает мне сделать делик. Опачки.
There's nothing wrong with reaping a reward every now and then.
Сундучок. Мы тут стояли, я даже не посмотрела.
Gemma?
You again. What is it this time?
We just ran into the men who've been threatening you, and so you can relax now.
What? Why? I didn't tell you anything.
Sounds like they're no strangers.
That's putting it mildly. I know them all. It's been 10 long years. And still, every time I try to look into Caesar's death, they show up and warn me not to do anything. How do I know I can trust you? Do you really think you can get to the bottom?
I'm afraid I can't reveal all the details just yet, but I can promise you this. I will expose the Phantom Weasel's true identity. Because you see, this is a personal matter of the utmost importance.
Okay. How can I help?
I've heard that Caesar used to have a magic workshop where he kept a lot of his personal effects. If possible, I'd like to take a look at... Do you know where it is?
The Fleuve Sonde. But the place was sealed up by the police after his death, and I also know that the Fleuve Sonde is dangerous territory. Lots of hostile groups lurking around. If you're serious about
Understood. Lynette, you stay here and take care of Gemma. Don't...
Got it. But if I'm staying here, I'm ordering dessert.
I mean, bon appetit. But stay sharp, too. They're likely to come for you while I'm away.
Okay. Alright. Power saving mode off. I'll start taking this more seriously now.
Так делик мне можно сделать? Блядь. Куда? А. Не, подожди, он под землей получается? Да, конечно.
Next on the agenda.
А что там было?
Next on the agenda.
Вот это вот?
If Gemma gave us the right location, then the workshop should be right nearby. Huh. Looks like these boxes are blocking the... There we go. It should be just down here.
Еще одна подземка. А, это этот. Окей, кто у нас тут будет? Замечательно. Одиночный. Я хочу вот за этих поиграть. У него скорость. Хрена ему статы тут сделали. Красиво. Ну, конечно же, знать. Зато S3. Вот тут сундучки какие, подожди. Блин, Линя, ты что-то какой-то быстрый. Как-то он это... Я знаю за счет лука, но... вообще что-то... Нихуя нету, ладно, пошли. Бегает еще так странно. Из... О, не похож бедный.
So this was Caesar's workshop. Nothing suspicious here, just normal magic props. Let's head in further. What was that? Oh, is this one of Caesar's gadgets? Guess we must have triggered some sort of device.
Now disappear!
Gather!
Surprise! And voila!
Whoa. Look. The doll in the box is glowing. There's something written on the card on this doll. Let's take a closer look. Looks like we've reached the end of this route. Shall we try a different one?
Я сундуки пойму ищу, блядь, со своими тут.
These magic boxes are moving. What do we do?
One of them looks different from the rest. Let's investigate.
Got it. We're supposed to find the box that lit up at the start, right? There should be another wish list inside. Let's keep trying.
Вообще ничего нету.
That's weird. Have we reached the end already? There's nothing here. Maybe this was a wasted trip.
This place seems a little too ordinary for a magician's workshop. We've triggered quite a few devices on the way here. I'm starting to wonder whether Caesar... If so, then there must be more to this place than meets the eye. Maybe a hidden room... Aha! If I just move this book, then...
A secret passageway!
I'm a magician too, and apparently great minds really do think alike. Looks pretty big inside. Let's head in and take a look around.
Сундучок. По-моему, 49. 50, не помню.
Solidify!
A Christopher freeze! Use the spotlight!
Now disappear!
Ладно, они в таких местах не кладут секретные.
Let's get this show on the road! Step right up!
Why have you stopped, Lenny?
Huh. It just looks familiar somehow. Let me check this out for a second while you guys go on ahead. If anyone makes a major discovery, let's rendezvous here.
All right, see you in a bit.
Куда-то наверх. Ага. Не получится.
Oh, on the same tile twice. Guess we've got to finish it in one run, huh?
Надо это активировать. Давай попробуем.
Have you ever kept goldfish as pets? They're very cute.
Да блин. Так. Не получится. Так. Надо придумать, откуда начинать. А хотя, что придумывать-то, мы больше никак не начнем. Почему это? Да блин! Так можно было бы. Бочком. Нельзя было сделать вид сверху, так было бы удобнее. Да блин. Так не получится. Такс. Такс. Да ну... Ой, весь план мой испоганили. Да вы чё, блядь, не встанете никак? Да зачем я перешла? Сейчас все будет.
Wow! There's a hidden room here! Let's see! Oh, this bookcase is full of Caesar's own notes! He wrote a lot about the principles of magic. Whew. Much too advanced for Paimon. Hey, look! Is that Caesar's diary on the... This book's thick as a brick! Let's take a peek inside it, shall we?
At one of my shows a few days ago, a child asked me how I pulled candy out of my hat. As a joke, I told the kid that the hat has a built-in wish-granting machine. Next thing I know, today a whole bunch of kids were pestering me to pull so I told them another white lie. The machine needs time to power up, but in the meantime, you can write your wishes down. Well, they took me up on that offer. Enthusiastic. I wound up saving very little this month. But that's not a major issue. I now have a bigger problem. Two children came to talk to me after today's show. I don't know why they were out on their own. They looked much too young. Anyway, they said that they wanted me to teach them how to do magic. It's not uncommon for children to ask this, of course, but I told them that learning magic is very hard work. But that didn't faze them at all. It's like they already knew. They seemed... It seems like something's bothering Lorenzo lately. Surely he's not upset that I agreed to teach those two children. I'll have to talk him around. I have a good feeling about those kids. They're naturally talented. They have all sorts of fantastic ideas. All I'm really doing is helping them develop a more professional standard training. They wanted to call me Master, but I told them they absolutely mustn't. Any magician worth their salt could have taught them what I have. They're the geniuses here. Compared to them, I don't deserve to be called any sort. With time, I have no doubt that they could become far greater magicians than I. My only concern is why they're so mature for their age. I fear they've had... Gemma thinks so too. She doesn't like being around them. Says that their eyes are too piercing. They don't bother me, but then again, I've never been the sharpest tool in the shed. It's nearly time for me to go on tour. I asked the two kids if they'd like... I once overheard them talking about their father and their mission. Sounds like their parents have other plans for them. I guess we'll be parting ways soon. It's only been 10 days since I first met them, but they're very tough, but also very cautious. And they trust no one but each other. They hide things from me too. For example, when I asked them where they live and why they wanted to learn magic, that's the thing about children. Whenever they're trying to cover something up, it always... I can sense that their lives have been hard. Possibly even dangerous, too. They're not like other children. After thinking things over, I decided to tell them a bit about how I see the world. It's full of lies and falsehoods, and that is why we must find our own P.S. I hope they won't find my nagging annoying. Children are so opinionated nowadays. Will it do them more harm than good for someone they've only known 10 days to lecture them like that? P.P.S. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Children aren't interested in grand philosophies. It probably just went in one ear and out the other. I bet. Oh, Caesar, Caesar. Just my.
Two magic geniuses with a father and a mission, huh? Sounds a lot like he was writing about Linny and Lynette, don't you think? So did they meet Caesar when they were kids? Let's...
Паймон, це було так очевидно, а ти?
Linny?
Shh, hold that thought. As I expected, there's a lot of...
Fishy? Uh-oh.
All in good time. Before we go over our new leads, I want to tell you how... First, the magician slots themselves into a magic box in full view of the audience. The box is then suspended high in the air, and a short while later, the bait... At this point, a dummy will fall out of the box, but it looks real enough to grab the audience's attention, and they start wailing and screaming. Meanwhile, the real magician, who has by now blended into the crowd, waits for a good moment to make their appearance and... Oh no! Is that me? Did I just fall to my death?
Very vivid description. Paimon can really...
The audience's gaze then turns to the magician, and by the time they realize what's happened, the dummy has vanished. As if everything that just happened was some... Of course, that's just how I think the process should work. The inventor of this trick never performed it successfully. When the box opened, Caesar was the one who fell out, and not the dummy. He fell right to the ground from the highest point of the opera house. No one could hope to survive that fall. Not without a vision, at least. And no one else has ever attempted this trick since. My understanding of how it works is just based on what I could gather from his...
So Caesar's famous high-altitude escape has never been done, huh? Paimon was about to say how cool it would have been to see it in person, but if it's that dangerous, it's probably for the best. Wait a second. So if a dummy's supposed to drop out of the box, then where does the real magician go? How does he get out?
Glad you asked. That brings us to the secret of said box. This box right here is the one that Caesar constructed himself to use in the performance, and it's not as simple as it looks. Inside, there's a device that only once the magician's inside and the box is lifted up into the air, the audience's view of the box is fixed at a certain angle. From where they're standing, they have a clear view of the front, sides, and bottom, but the back and the top are now no longer visible. At this point, the magician presses a button inside the box, opening a secret door out of view. He then escapes through this trapdoor onto the opera house roof, waits for the dummy to fall and distract the audience, and...
That's way simpler than Paimon imagined.
Well, there's a little more to it than that, of course. The hardest part of this trick is controlling the audience's mood and reactions. There's the falling dummy, the miraculous reappearance, the pompous performing. Maybe the magician would even have themselves tied up before it begins to strengthen the impression that there's no escape. Many days and nights of careful research and painstaking practice would have gone into this, all culminating in a performance just a few minutes long, but one that still manages to transform the shock and grief of a tragic accident to the joy and laughter. Caesar was a highly accomplished magician.
So, how did it go so wrong? You said you found some fishy stuff here. Have you figured...
I can make a pretty good guess. I looked into the case files. The magic box Caesar was using at the time of his death had the secret button I mentioned positioned on the right-hand side. And, sure enough, he always used...
Okay.
But here's the strange thing. Most of the devices in this workshop have the mechanism on the left-hand side, including this box right here. Which leads me to believe that Caesar was in fact left-handed. Because a magician can't afford to have their most basic habits stand out too much. People naturally focus their attention on the most important details of the task or situation at hand. But a magician needs to be able to redirect an audience's attention at will, so at the essence of magic is getting people to believe a lie. If even the truth raises eyebrows, the falsehoods become all the more difficult to mask. And so, Caesar trained himself to use his right hand to align with his audience's expectations. Great magic always requires sacrifices. But in his most stressful and nerve-wracking moments, and when no one was watching, reflex would kick in and he'd use his left hand. That's why he set his gadgets with the mechanism on his left. Exactly. I think that's likely what happened. Caesar would have been under a lot of time pressure during the escape. He'd have had mere seconds to open the hidden compartment, retrieve the dummy, then open the secret door and make a swift escape. But I'm sure he was confident. He would have rehearsed countless times to the point where it was second nature. He'd barely need to think about what he was doing because muscle... So he opened the compartment, took out the dummy, checked everything was in order, and then went to leave. With his left hand, he reached for the button, and suddenly... Much like when you reach for your keys but find your pocket empty, his mind needed a moment to process what was going on. Instinctively, his left hand would keep feeling around for the missing button, maybe for another second or two. And with the stakes being as high as they were, just a 2-second delay cost him everything. The authorities would find nothing suspicious and conclude that his death was...
When in reality, someone switched the boxes! And they... But how would they be able to make the switch without being noticed?
It would have to have been someone who knew that he was left-handed, and who could move his props around without arousing suspicion. Someone who was always by his side. Isn't that right, Lorenzo?
You just couldn't let sleeping dogs lie, could you? There's not a lot of people who'd go to all this trouble for some magician who died 10 years ago. I didn't want to have to do this, you know. But I gave you your chance. I hoped you'd do what's good for you and back off like the lady, but... you disappoint me.
You mean Gemma? So you are the one who's been threatening her!
Yes, although however stubborn she might be, she was never much of a liability. But you, people, you never eat, which is why you can't leave this place alive.
Do your worst!
Busted. Quietly now.
Now disappear!
Gather!
Прикольно.
Had enough yet, Lorenzo? Your cronies can't help you now. I think it's high time you started talking, and what I'd really like to know is...
If I had a mora for every time you said that man's name. Of course you idolize Caesar. He was just an amateur who did cheap tricks for gullible children. I was the one who made magic into the fine art it is today. The aristocrats doffed their hats to me!
So it was jealousy.
Jealousy. Hatred, more like. I hated Caesar. He poured everything into his street performances and his stupid tours like it was just a hobby to him, never bothering to think about Mora. What sort of fool devotes? But the people loved him, didn't they? Oh, how they looked up to him. No one gave me a second look. All I ever heard was, "Oh, your master's amazing." Yeah, so amazing that he was completely broke. Every other apprentice was living it up at their master's expense, but no, not me. I put in all the work, mastered all the skills, and it brought me. He forbade me from using magic to trick people out of their mora. There was nothing, and with his reputation in Fontaine, it was too risky for me to go it alone. As long as he was alive, if I had to kill him. There was no other way.
And this was your only motive?
It was reason enough. What other motive would I—
Well, I was under the impression that there might have been other factors at play. For instance, maybe you were in
love with Gemma. Don't be ridiculous.
Guess I was wrong about that then. Next question.
I am. Caesar was so strict with me. He insisted that his way was the right way. I never bought into any of that. I was more interested in the practical value of magic. Sure enough, it helped me fill my pockets with all kinds of valuable treasures.
Oh, yeah! Charlotte told us that the weasel would steal whatever people valued, no matter how much it was worth.
That's just how it looked from the outside. What would any thief want with second-rate loot? I stole cheap things as a way of practicing my craft. It was other people's overactive imaginations that conjured up the
So, that's the story, huh? Well, I hope you're ready to tell it.
What choice do I have? You're a pack of wolves, and you've got me between your jaws. You've seen what's here in my last-ditch effort to stop it getting— So be it. I've enjoyed power and wealth for the last 10 years, the likes of which Caesar could never give me.
Very well. In that case, I'll contact the guard. Traveler, Paimon, keep an eye on Lorenzo for me. I'll meet you just outside the workshop.
Lily has told me the whole story. Lorenzo, do you confess to the murder of Caesar and to framing him for the Phantom Weasel's—
Look who's finally What kind of disciple murders their own master? I hope it was worth it. Because they'll be—
Looks like it's all over. What should we do next, Lenny? Should we—
Let me think. Let's rendezvous with Lynette and Gemma first. With Lorenzo in custody, Gemma will no longer have to—
Good point! We should go tell Gemma the good news right away! It'll give her some peace of mind.
Делик дадите сделать? Ай, блядь, опять.
Ah, you're back. You were so quick. I've only just finished my third dessert.
Your third? Lynette, come on, we've talked about this. Everything in moderation. You're not gonna have—
It's fine. I'll shift to exercise mode and jog off the excess sugar.
That's besides the point. Well, it's done now. But try to eat a more balanced diet in the—
Point taken.
Did everything go okay?
Of course! Lorenzo was no match for us. The guards are taking him into custody.
Gosh, that's amazing. I'm sorry. I still didn't know if I could trust— I had my suspicions about Lorenzo, but I—
It's okay. We understand. He did threaten you. Paimon would find out, but you don't need to be scared anymore.
Sorry. Sorry. I always wanted to report Lorenzo. He took all of Caesar's property, which I found suspicious. but I had people watching me all the time, so I couldn't risk looking into it. I was so afraid. I was scared he'd do something terrible to me, and then no one would be left to visit Caesar's grave. So I never had the courage to speak out. Thank you all. True.
Thank you all for clearing Caesar's name. I never would have guessed that Lorenzo was the real Phantom Weasel. He never showed any signs that there were problems between him and Caesar in public. From the outside, looked like they got and to think that lowlife's been living life to the fullest all this time, while Caesar's name was getting dragged through the mud. It's a travesty. At least his soul can finally rest in peace now. Thanks to your...
If only I...
Don't blame yourself, Gemma.
Yeah, you still have the rest of your life to live. Caesar wouldn't want to see you
Cheer up, Gemma. My brother's doing a magic show at the Opera House tomorrow evening. Would you like to come along? This show will be a special one. We're holding it in Caesar's honor.
In Caesar's honor?
Great. We'll see you tomorrow evening. Traveler, Paimon, don't be late.
Don't worry, we'll be there. No way are we gonna miss out on a free magic show. Wait, Paimon feels like we're forgetting something.
Телек. Ура. Потом все остальное.
Lenny changed the topic back in the workshop, so we didn't get a chance to bring it up. Oh well. Guess we'll just have to ask Lenny tomorrow evening.
Оружку-то я забрала. И все смотрела. Где она? Фафонев я просто... Да, вот, а вот это вообще, наверное, никогда не... Тоже надо уже сливать. Вот он. А? На. Блин, да вы чё, серьезно? Из Манштата? А почему из Манштата? Ладно, я яйца еще не потратила. Пошли сгоняем. Почему? Почему из Манштата-то? Я думаю, раз уж Фонтейн открыли и в БП добавили, то Фонтейновская будет. Никак не Манштатская. Ладно, это хорошо. Это замечательно. Тогда мы сегодня его прокачаем. У меня 4 смолы плюс 1 еще. С чайника.
Stabilize.
Do your master's bidding. Take your true form. No touching. Time for takeoff. This is long overdue.
Solidify.
Let's play. We're way behind schedule.
Блин, элегию бы еще. Даже можно штуки 3. А что сегодня как много падает? Я что-то понять не могу. Это, конечно, хорошо. Надо вот с этих все поснимать. А можно вот отсюда просто взять и снять? Чтобы вот эти... Блин, вот фишледа, у меня уже C5 настала, что не может не радовать. Ей бы какие-нибудь арты находить. О, как красиво. Кошка с рыбой. Нормально. Так, ладно. Да все, я поняла. Где? Где? Что мне деваться только уже некуда. Все это убрали. Сахаровоза еще осталось, да. Ну ладно, оставлю черную кисть, мало ли кому что пригодится. Казиков. Что нападало. Пум-пум-пум-пум-пум. По-моему, есть еще казики. Это один у меня R5. По-моему, еще должен быть где-то. Нет. Так, ну-ка.